again, Yeah, the SAS Hackathon out the world like astronaut. Real problems and the way we solve them like magic wands. This year we're going bigger than mastodons. I'm hoping you're thinking caps is on. My hat is off to you and your team got dreams to make a difference. With fast minds and SAS Bio, we shake the system. Speed and scalability provide the means to run. Achieve with our capabilities, anything can be done. And I don't play games unless it's for ideation. We move through spaces with prioritization. I generate data but don't generate lyrics. Growth curve of a model, how we elevate spirits. Synthetic with the data, but the insight's the realest. Artificial intelligence, we get right within it. Gotta be trustworthy and ethical. How we deal with the possibilities endless. It's literally no ceilings. The apps you'll develop are oh so local. It's easier than ever with low code, no code. No matter where you are, this flow is global. No, the SAS Hackathon goes coast to coast, cause we are international. Make where you're from proud, worldwide represented from Rome to São Paulo. Putting in that time, sun up to sundown. The power of teamwork, get your people to come round. Truth yet to be discovered, territories unfound, and I'll yell it loud till my lungs go out. It's that hacking time of year and we better make it count. Where you at? Come and get yourself a hackathon crown right now.
In the world of data, where challenges unfold, SAS Hackathon is a story to be told.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the kickoff of the 6th Annual Global SAS Hackathon. I am Marinella Profi, the Global Market Strategy Lead for Agentic AI and Generative AI here at SAS. And today I'm coming to you from SAS World Headquarters in Cary, North Carolina in the United States. Now, I'm so excited to be your host today, and I really appreciate you joining us to learn all about this year's SAS Hackathon. Let me just say that I'm always so amazed by the enthusiasm of our participating teams, mentors, partners, and just everyone who supports and promotes the hackathon globally. In fact, last year, we had more than 2,000 people from 65 countries that applied, forming 125 teams from more than 150 different organizations across business, government, and education. As you watch today on either YouTube or LinkedIn, I really encourage you to join the conversation by sharing your thoughts and questions in the comments section. Today's kickoff will feature all the logistics and details that you need to know to join this year's SAS Hackathon, including things like how to register and how to get started, either as a team or as an individual student. We'll also showcase some past successes, some lessons learned, and hear from some very special guests. Well, let's dive in and hear a very special welcome message from Udo Sklavo, Vice President of Applied AI and Modeling R&D at SAS. Udo, it's so great to have you with us today.
At SAS, innovation shows up in two powerful ways. First, there's SAS R&D. This is where teams work every day to make SAS Bio stronger, smarter, and ready for what's next. We build applications, models, and agents that help customers solve real problems at scale. This work is careful, tested, built to last. It's the technology our customers trust every day. That's innovation with depth, long-term thinking, where ideas turn into real products. Now, the second way innovation happens at SAS is right here at the hackathon, where great ideas move fast and coffee becomes a core dependency. This is about speed, creativity, and bold ideas. You take the same VIA foundation and push it in new directions, sometimes in ways we didn't even expect. You experiment, you bring the data, and in just a few weeks, you tackle real industry problems. And this is the exciting part. R&D builds the platform and the guardrails, and you, our hackathon teams, put it to the test. You apply it in the real world, you stretch it to prove what's possible. Together, this creates a full innovation loop, from vision to experimentation to real impact. From all of us in R&D, we can't wait to see what you build in this year's SAS Hackathon. Good luck, and most of all, have fun building the future.
Thank you so much, Udo. The SAS Hackathon is truly a special event, and we really appreciate your support. Now, you mentioned the hackathon's team and innovation. So let's hear from some of our 2025 winners and what they thought of last year's SAS Hackathon.
I would definitely recommend for any team to do this, especially small companies, because the issue is that basically participating in a hackathon is like an internal development, which is always challenging because you need to allocate resources which are not billable, but then you kind of get a kick, you get a deadline to provide, and then you are just in it.
SAS Hackathon is actually my second time doing it, and I really enjoyed it. I've been with different groups. In one case, I worked with people from UNLV. Other times, I've worked with others that I didn't know, and we were able to bring our skills together. I was able to meet the mentors who are incredibly knowledgeable, and if they don't know, they know somebody who knows at SAS. And so I got to work with geospatial data, which I love, but I had never worked with in SAS. So that was a great opportunity for me to combine those skills and to learn something new and do it with people that are now friends.
So we were gathering a data set of smart meters that detects energy consumption that comes in and comes out for different companies. We gathered the data and we figured that the problem is that it's hard to balance the energy consumption between transformers. So we developed some models to simulate and balance those transformers and the energy consumption that they are facing, right? We developed forecasting models too, so that they can predict how will the energy consumption will be active in a couple of months, how will it look like. After that, we implemented an agentic AI system that simulates different possibilities. If I pass these transformers from one phase to another one, how will it look like? And we ended up developing the full implementation with an application for that.
So the challenge with our team was they had many ways to measure merchandise financial forecasts, but an important component for them was sustainability. They had sustainability initiatives, but no way to measure the financial impact of those initiatives. And so by working in the hackathon, we combined the merchandise financial forecast with a way to measure financial impact in sustainability to reduce their carbon footprint.
This year was a really incredible journey for the Ratio team. We also participated last year and we won the Life Science track, and this generated a widespread enthusiasm throughout the whole company and generated curiosity among the colleagues who weren't able to participate last year, and we were aware of the challenges and the high quality of the project and the participants, but we decided to give our best and participate again, give ourselves a second chance. Of course, the theme really motivated us. We wanted to create an application to help local governments to build more inclusive cities. And I think that is what really pushed us to give it all. And of course, we had a lot of fun because we already knew the capabilities of SAS Via and the CAS server, but it was the first time with a computer vision model, and so that was interesting. And translating everything in a SAS Visual Analytics dashboard to create something that could really be useful for other people.
I would absolutely recommend this for others to participate in it. I'm going to participate in it myself this coming year again. It was a great experience. You learn to collaborate with people from different backgrounds, different skill sets, and it helps you grow your own skill sets as well.
We are working for government, Jakarta City government. So we have a super app called Jaki. Yeah, we have a 101 sub-application for public. So one of the features is citizen can report anything. So government allowed the citizen to report like illegal parking or damaged roads or unclean area to the government. So it's very easy to use that. the citizen can report anything. So the number of the report every day, daily, is about 1,000 reports to government. So it's really high. And also we observe that a lot of the reports are duplicate and maybe the same reports from another citizen to reporting, with the SAS system helping us to recognize the duplicate or maybe the spam report.
The use case we were looking to solve was the early diagnosis of Alzheimer's, which is the most common form of dementia. We did this by training machine learning models on 3 types of data, one being unstructured clinician notes, another being EEG data, and the final one being client records. We then did all of this within SAS Via, which was great, and then we built a agentic AI wrapper around all of this on SAS intelligent decisioning, which would then help guide a clinician through a structured diagnosis to treatment plan for the patient. So I definitely recommend anyone and everyone to join in doing a SAS hackathon, and the main reason is it gives you that time and thought process, outside of maybe the day-to-day, to really try and tackle a real-world problem that will make a difference, such as ours. We're trying to tackle dementia, which I think has touched everyone in one form or another. And particularly with the SAS hackathon, it's a structured yet guided way of coming up with some creative solutions to tough problems.
I want to send a special thank you to Intel and Microsoft, our partners for this year's SAS Hackathon. Now, both Intel and Microsoft are longtime SAS partners in putting data and AI to work and delivering trusted insights to people and organizations. We were able to catch up with them at SAS Innovate, so let's go ahead and hear from them.
Hi, Chris. Thank you for being on the show. Let's just get right into it. How can participants leverage the collaborative work between SAS and Intel?
Thank you for the question, Tiago. So first of all, I'd like to say welcome to all the participants in the hackathon. Second is happy 50th anniversary SAS. And Intel and SAS have been working together for over 20 plus years, ever since we launched the first Xeon processors in 1998. So hackathon participants can get access to the latest instances on Azure and be assured that they're dealing with the latest technology that's highly performant and cost effective, that end customers can use their work and build on that and put it into production.
Perfect. Yeah, a lot of history between Intel and SAS. My next question for you is, what advice would you give to participants for them to make the most out of this hackathon?
Yes, I would focus on solutions that if you come from an industry, make it relevant to that industry, or if you are planning to be in that industry, look at the workflows, make them useful, accelerate the workflow, and then the other part is take advantage of the underlying technology. The latest Azure instances at this time will be offering Xeon 6, which has 20% more performance per core, 60% improvement per watt, and overall 30% improvement in TCO. So that way their code can live on and take advantage of the full technology underneath and improve people's workflows.
Perfect. At the beginning of your answer, you mentioned different industries. What types of innovations are you looking forward to seeing in this year's hackathon?
Yeah, there's so many different industries that where both SAS and Intel are very strong. The first one is financial services industry. So basic things like fraud detection or algorithms that do portfolio analysis. These kind of things are very, very useful. Government is another area, so there's all kinds of applications if you are familiar with the needs of that space that are evolving rapidly, given to rapidly changing world situations. And then all your other industries like energy, retail, etc., could benefit from innovations from this hackathon.
No matter what your industry, participants can find something to innovate on. For these projects, a lot of times the participants want them to live beyond just the hackathon. What would you suggest them to focus on if they want to accomplish that?
I would say focus on an area where you have some experience or are familiar or adjacent to. That way, if you understand the workflow, you can build something that is natural and easy to use. Because using AI sometimes makes people uncomfortable. They don't know exactly how to use it, but if it fits within their normal workflow and it becomes an assistant to how they do it, they'll build on that, and then you can, over time, radically change the processes for great improvements. So I think we're at the stage right now is get them into a stage where it's easy to use AI in their natural workflow.
Perfect. Start with what you know and then grow from there.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris, for coming on to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tiago.
Hi, Ben. Thanks for being here. Let's just get right into it. How can participants leverage the collaborative efforts between SAS and Microsoft to make the most out of this hackathon?
Yes, so the best way I would say for participants to make the most of it is to really look at what are the tools that we've developed together and figure out and play around with the tools that we have. So you have via Copilot, you have data maker, you have decision builder. Decision builder is running on Fabric now. You have Workbench in our Azure Marketplace. I would say the key is get dirty with it. Make sure that you're getting your hands with it, because you're never going to learn from just looking at it or looking at demos. The best way is just actually use it, solve a real world problem, and then you'll start to figure out the limitations, and then also start to experiment for newer, cooler use cases.
Right, you got to get your hands dirty.
That's right.
So what kind of advice would you give for participants to stand out from the rest?
So to stand out, there's a lot of people that are getting their hands dirty and playing with these tools. So the key thing is, how do you go from experimentation to reality and map to business value? And people seem to miss that business value mapping step. So if you can focus on what is a real world problem, how do you use those tools to solve that real world problem, and then map to the value? So I'll give you an example. Like an RFP agent that we're doing is a real world problem that you can take. It usually takes 4 to 7 hours to get one generation of an RFP generated. If you can take that generation of an RFP down to 4 to 7 hours to 15 minutes, that is a significant time savings across every RFP that you have to generate. So my recommendation is map to the value of the use case, and then have the technology be kind of like the unsung hero, saying this is how we got from 4 to 7 hours to 15 minutes.
Right, using real-world workflows to solve real-world problems.
Exactly.
The hackathon goes across multiple different industries, from banking to healthcare and beyond. What types of innovations are you excited in seeing in this year's hackathon?
Yeah, so this goes with, I would say, making this reality. So we've been in this world, if you go from the LLM kind of evolution, we've been in this, like, what is this? Let's experiment. We're talking about productionization, but it hasn't really been happening, and now it's becoming so democratized that it's actually happening now. So I'm really excited to actually see this ROI mapping of all the innovations that are going on. You're seeing it with via Copilot going generally available. This is real world, built from best of both breeds of SAS and Microsoft, in the hands of our customers to develop these agents, to use SAS faster, to use LLMs in a governed and trusted manner, and then provide that value to the end customers. So I think that's the most exciting thing, is all this hype, but actually making real impact now.
Yeah, that's awesome to see it firsthand. My final question for you is, the hackathon, the projects, they want to live outside of just the hackathon. They want to have longevity. How can participants accomplish that?
Yeah, I would say this goes with this intentionally use case planning of what you're doing. So yes, we want to hack, and yes, we want to learn technology, but again, everything is going to be so focused on what is the use case, and does this use case matter, and what's the use case going to provide impact on. So when you're testing this out, it would be great that you're experimenting with something that maybe, if it works, it could be a crazy idea, that it could be very valuable to live on past a hackathon. So I would, again, the technology shouldn't drive the use case. You should drive the use case of what's important or what's a challenge in your daily life, and then use the technology to fill that gap. So would be my advice of taking experimentation to reality and using the hackathon as that experimentation kind of innovation lab.
Gotcha. The use case is everything, pretty much. Well, Ben, thank you so much for coming on and speaking to me.
Of course, thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Tiago. Now it's time to send it over to two people who more than anyone dedicate their time and energy to the SAS Hackathon. I'm talking about Peter and Einar, who are going to share details on how you can join the SAS Hackathon. Guys, over to you.
Thank you, Marinella. What a fantastic kickoff and introduction. Year after year, the SAS Hackathon keeps getting bigger and better. And it's inspiring to hear about the SAS innovation coming out of SAS R&D and the incredible support from Udo and his team. And of course, we are thrilled, as always, to be partnering with Intel and Microsoft to push innovation even further. So Einar, what's happening in the SAS Hackathon studio today?
Thank you, Peter. Today, we are bringing together some truly great minds. We will hear from the past champion teams who will be sharing their hackathon stories, and we will get a track update from Thiago de Souza, our digital marketing specialist, and a technology update from Sebastian Charot, Vice President of R&D. And we will get through the things that you really need to know to succeed in this year's SAS Hackathon.
That sounds like a perfect plan. And for those watching today, if you have any questions at any point, just drop them in the chat. Our hackathon crew is standing by and ready to help you. But Einar, times really does fly, and it's hard to believe that this is our 6th year running the SAS Hackathon. And for those of you that are new, what is the SAS Hackathon?
Well, the SAS Hackathon is very different from traditional hackathons. It is so much more than just a challenge. It's a global innovation with experience where your ideas can turn into real-world solutions using analytics and AI. And it runs for 1 month. It is all digital, and every team gets access to a learning platform and a dedicated SAS mentor. Teams brings their own real-world use cases and data. And we do see solutions developed from prototypes turned into real solutions and later being implemented in real-world settings. Remember, the teams owns the IP that they develop.
Yeah. And we have seen companies making large financial savings when business units collaborate across traditional boundaries and challenging existing solutions. One telecom team, they brought together experts from across the business to optimize their mobile network, which actually was the fastest network in the world before they entered the competition. And as you know, high network performance comes at a cost. So with greater accuracy, improving the forecast network utilization, and running millions of models, the team achieved a far more accurate prediction capability. And the results? Substantial cost and energy savings, fully while preserving the customer experience.
What a great example. And another great example that really makes a big difference after the massive flooding in Europe 2 years ago was one team from one of the largest insurance companies in Eastern Europe. They built an insurance claim solutions that really made and dramatically improved the speed and the accuracy of payment out to those poor victims that has lost everything. And this solution is now part of the automatic insurance claim rapid response to victims of natural disasters. Now, Peter, we actually have 3 types of teams, right?
Yeah. The first type of teams that is joining is our customer teams, and they are working with real business or humanitarian challenges. The second one is our partners and startups, and they are building solutions for the marketplace or experimenting with bold new concepts. And of course, we can't forget our students shaping their own team or joining an industry team who are lacking skills. So they are complementing that type of team.
And that's really what makes this special. This is a chance for you to form a truly multidisciplinary team. And because it's all digital, your teammates can be anywhere in the world. And a team might include a data scientist, a developer, an analyst with domain expertise, and a project leader who could really put the storytelling into life in these final videos.
It's really a team sport and learning by doing. And your participation is with low risk and high value.
Absolutely. So Peter, what does the timeline look like this year?
Here are the key dates to lock into your calendar. Registration is open right now and until the September 14th. And then you can register and create your team profile so we could onboard you properly. And remember that every team member needs to be registered. The 1 month SAS Hackathon runs throughout October, and there is no need to start an IT project. We'll provide you with your own cloud environment ready to go. And the award ceremony will be streamed live on YouTube and LinkedIn in December. And we will announce winners in industry, technology, specialty awards throughout the different categories.
Yes. Well, everyone is a winner for just participating. Over industry, technology, and specialty award champions teams will be invited to SAS Innovate 27 in Las Vegas in April. So they will be there to present their solutions and competing for the glory of being named the 26th SAS Hackathon Grand Champion, which includes receiving our own orange jacket. Join us now is Thiago from SAS Communities to tell us about how the different tracks in the SAS Hackathon is looking like.
The SAS Hackathon is use case driven with both industry tracks and a student track. This is a huge opportunity, especially for teams in the industry tracks as they bring their own use case and data. You'll have access to SAS via enterprise capabilities, including data preparation, model building and deployment, forecasting, optimization, computer vision, NLP, and agentic AI. We're also offering industry solutions, from IoT and visual investigator to risk and fraud, financial crime, and dynamic actuarial modeling. So if you're working with banking, healthcare and life sciences, insurance, public sector, or retail consumer goods and manufacturing, join us and tackle a real-world challenge. And once again this year, we're offering a student track where students can participate individually. You'll take on the role of a data scientist working for a large organization tasked with using predictive models to solve a business problem. We will provide the use case, data, access to SAS software, and an instruction guide. You will bring your modeling experience and creativity. With the support of SAS resources, you will refine and optimize your models to build a solution and upload your decisions to a leaderboard, where you'll have a live look at your performance and your competition. And remember, students with a research question, data, and a team are still encouraged to apply to the industry tracks. But the student-only track is designed for those who don't have those and still want to be a part of the competition.
Thank you, Thiago. Great overview. And as we mentioned earlier, the SAS provides every industry team with its own SAS cloud environment. So Peter, what's waiting for the teams in the cloud this year?
That's a great question. Let's hear directly from Sebastian Charat, Vice President R&D, and he will talk about the technology powering this year's SAS Hackathon.
Thank you, Peter and Einar. So, let me jump in and share with you the work we're doing to remove the biggest bottlenecks we see in real-world AI: time, complexity, and trust. First, we're accelerating productivity across the AI lifecycle with SAS via Copilot, our generative AI assistant that helps users discover, manage, explore, model, and decide faster, with human-in-the-loop oversight. These Copilot capabilities show up directly in the workflows you already use. For example, in visual analytics, we're adding conversational dashboarding, so more people can explore data and reach insights without being visualization experts. In Visual Investigator, GenAI adds natural language search and summarization to move faster from signals to clarity. And in Model Studio, Copilot can suggest models, draft pipelines, and guide iteration as you validate results. And soon we'll be releasing Copilot across many more applications, including SAS Data and AI Studio, Information Catalog, and Intelligent Decisioning. We're also evolving towards agentic AI, where SAS capabilities can be invoked as tools by agents. SAS Retrieval Agent Manager adds transparency and control, including AI search, over customer-provided documents. And next, SAS Data Maker will help you generate synthetic data to speed experimentation while protecting sensitive information. Finally, none of this can work without trust. So SAS model cards for trustworthy AI and AI Navigator will help teams make better, more informed GenAI choices, recommending the right patterns, models, and integrations, all grounded in governance and real operational constraints. So that's just a sample of what we have in store for you all. I hope you have a great hackathon.
That's exciting stuff, and thank you and to all SAS R&D for your involvement.
And Einar, while the cloud environment is ready on day one, can we help the teams before the hackathon starts?
Definitely. Participant comes with all kinds of background: data scientists, open source developers, SAS expert analysts, demand specialists, and storytellers. So, before the hack begins, teams should get to know each other, brainstorming their use case, and make sure they have access to data. That's why we have created the SAS Hackathon ideation game for inspiration and a digital walkthrough of the journey. And you can find that on the website, as a physical board game is also available at some SAS offices near you.
Yeah. And the board game isn't about winning, it's about sparking ideas. By scanning the QR codes on the board, you will watch short videos from past participants about their business value they created and what they meant and what the hackathon meant to them personally. And together with SAS Education, every registered participant gets access to a virtual learning environment designed especially for the SAS Hackathon. And what other support can you get in the SAS Hackathon?
Well, one of the most valuable support teams receive is from our SAS mentors. So let's meet a few mentors and get some great advice.
The thing I'm most passionate about is actually building stuff that people can use in production. So thinking about how you can make a solution not only from the technical perspective, but that's also easy to use for others. And that's something that you can do great stuff with, for example, large language models, where you build an easy chatting interface, but that actually generates code in the background, builds out trusted results, and delivers them back to the user. And they don't have to know how to write code. They don't care how to write code, but they want an answer to their problem. And when you can reduce that friction, that really drives value for those users. What I want to put out there for the hackathon is really just get involved, right? Don't feel like you don't have the skill set or you don't have a question that's of value. Just sign up and get involved in the Hackers Hub or the general SAS Hackathon community, and you will find like-minded people that can use your skill set or that are interested in the problems you have, and then just start building.
I am most passionate about APIs. As a developer advocate, I work with open source developers, so these aren't people who necessarily know SAS, and they're not tasked with knowing SAS, they're tasked with building mobile applications, building applications with JavaScript or the language of their choice. So what I like to see is to be able to work with them. They work through our APIs to build these applications, to make the calls that they need. And it's really cool just to see the progression of that process.
Being in the data ethics practice, I am most passionate about trustworthy AI. Now you would ask what trustworthy AI is. Trustworthy AI is about developing the AI solutions or AI systems ethically. Just because you could do something does not mean you should do something. That is, and keeping that human in the center about everything that we develop and making it intentional that it might not create unintended harms for the technologies that we are developing and deploying. My first advice would be trustworthy AI should not be an afterthought. It should be something that you should be thinking about right from the beginning in the ideation phase, where it is like, oh, I am doing this. What is the purpose of this particular project? For whom I am designing this project and for whom it will go wrong. So if you answer these 3 questions in the very beginning phase, for what purpose, to what end, and for whom it might go wrong, I think you are on the right path to trustworthy AI.
Amazing advice from our SAS mentors, huh?
Agreed. So, Einar, what does the team do when they have completed the hackathon?
Each team will submit 2 videos, a high-level 3 minutes pitch video and a more detailed 10 minutes jury video. Each team will use storytelling to explain the challenge, the solutions, and how the teams use the technology. And we encourage teams to share their journey on social media to help expand global awareness of their hackathon involvement.
Yeah. And the award this year includes industry, technology, and specialty awards, including Trustworthy AI, Sustainability, Data for Good, and Channel Ready. Plus, we will also award our regional champions across America, Europe, and Asia Pacific.
And teams are evaluated by expert juries using 8 criteria, including innovation, creativity, business impact, and efficient use of technology.
Yeah. And as we said before, everyone is a winner just by participating. And this is our invitation to you to join us in this exciting event. And before we hand back to Marinella, let's learn more about last year's regional champions. And now, without further ado, the SAS Hackathon Grand Champion is... Dement AI! Congratulations for an outstanding work in the SAS Hackathon.
The 2025 SAS Hackathon Grand Champion.
Congratulations! What a fantastic journey. And thank you for using SAS tools to help such a unique case. But you cannot be the grand champion without the famous jacket. Magic, please.
This is, it's a great thing, and I think I would encourage everyone to do it. So big thank you to SAS and putting this together.
The golden years. Time spent with friends and family, enjoying life and making memories. But for millions of families, dementia doesn't begin with a diagnosis. It begins with uncertainty. Moments fade. Memories blur. And by the time Alzheimer's is detected, time has already been lost. In the 2025 SAS Hackathon, one team set out to correct that. Meet Team Dement AI. They analyzed EEG recordings, health records, and unstructured medical data using SAS Viya, SAS Visual Analytics, and Python to uncover patterns hidden in complexity. They transformed brain signals into intuitive visualizations, revealing how neurological activity changes. Machine learning models were built to detect signs of Alzheimer's, achieving 85% accuracy. With agentic AI, they reviewed parts of diagnosis and treatment workflows, helping clinicians move faster and patients start care sooner. But the real win isn't the trophy. It's the chance to understand earlier and care smarter. Team Dement AI, the 2025 SAS Hackathon Grand Champion.
Peter and Einar, thank you so much. I'm so excited to see the teams that will participate this year. Well, we have come to the end of our kickoff event for today. But remember that this is only the beginning of your SAS Hackathon experience. I strongly encourage you to join us for this year's SAS Hackathon to make a difference, to hone your skills, to network, to innovate. All of this while using the latest data and AI technology, while getting hands-on experience to make a real difference. Well, thank you again so much for joining us today, and I hope to see you soon in this year's SAS Hackathon. Bye.